My name's Deputy Inspector General of Police, Dr. Shehu, PSC. To talk about PRAWA, Prisoners Rehabilitation and Welfare Action, we have a very, very good rapport, good understanding, and good synergy between the police and PRAWA for many years. It is an institution that concerns primarily on respect of dignity and human rights, which the police are supposed to be part of it. And also capacity building to the police to enable them to perform effectively and efficiently in conjunction with the fundamental respect to the fundamental human rights as enshrined into the Nigerian constitutions of 1999. It's very, very beneficial, and at the same time in building capacity and enabling the police officers to perform credibly when they go out to discharge their duties. The police is an organization that deals with all kinds of human beings. When they come across a police officer, they deserve to be respected by police in ensuring not only their security and safety, but also in respecting their dignity and human rights. So in a nutshell, the training and retraining we are getting from the PRAWA is to enable us have police that will function and discharge their duties in a most standard and acceptable manner by members of the public. At this juncture, I want to say kudos. Welcome to the Nigeria Police Force online training.
Today we'll be talking about human rights and policing of elections. To introduce this topic, I think the first thing we must look at is the notion or the concept of democracy vis-a-vis the concept of human rights. Both of these concepts are dependent on each other, or you may actually say they're interdependent. What is democracy? How important is democracy? Democracy is important for any country, more so a country such as Nigeria or any other country in Africa, and indeed for any country. It gives the citizens the chance to participate in decision making. It gives the citizens this power not only at the highest level but across the various strata of the society. This is actually one aspect that demonstrates the power of the people if it is done right. Citizens participating in elections is a way to ensure that their voice matters. In a democracy, there is political tolerance, and people need to see this. So, if I say that in a democracy where there is political tolerance, there will be respect for rule of law. This is also the cornerstone for good governance. In a democratic society, the police and the various stakeholders working in this sector are actually very critical. But perhaps one may not be wrong if you say that the police is one of the most important agency that is important, that we really need to focus on. Why? Because the police will enable us have a safe process. The police itself will enable elections to take place within the parameters that will ensure that the voices of the people matter. Let's look at another way to look of dealing with this. At the international level, the Office of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights, and indeed the United Nations Center for Human Rights, have respectively provided very useful materials in relation to the topic we are dealing with today. And what are those? For example, we have the Human Rights and Law Enforcement, a trainer's guide on human rights for the police. We also have the Human Rights and Election, a handbook on legal, technical, and human rights aspects of elections. Why am I telling you these resources? It is because it will be useful for you to find time, even outside what we are doing today, to go through these things. Learn them, but not only learning them, use them, apply that. And there are various tools, there are various guides that have been developed even in Nigeria to guide policing elections. In the Nigerian police and indeed other security agencies play a very significant role in ensuring the success of elections in Nigeria. There's no doubt about it. These roles include the following: the ability to secure voting materials, the ability to ensure that electoral officers and candidates are also safe. And you and I know that if the voting materials are not secure, they can be tampered with, which will also affect the integrity of the process. The same goes to issues relating to the electoral officers and indeed the candidate. Apart from this, they are also there to help us maintain peace and order. Both during, in short, I would say, both before, during, and after elections. So when we talk about violence in elections, it means there is a challenge in this regard. Good governance can only be accomplished in a manner that we will enjoy when we are sure that clearly electoral process have been free. And what does that mean? It means that the electoral process have been free from abuses. It means that the electoral process have been free from corruption. And it is only when we do this that we know that we're in the right track. But apart from being free from corruption and being free from abuses, it also means that rule of law is maintained and human rights is respected. We only need to look at the history of involving security agencies in elections in Nigeria. And with that, it really brings a whole lot of challenges, a whole lot of conflicts, a whole lot of failures, things that challenges the image of the police force in the eye of an average Nigerian. This is the reason wherefore we need to clearly articulate what is that role for you when we are in the field there. We need to clearly articulate what can be done, drawing for clear lessons that have been learned over the last elections, and being very prepared to make amends. This is really the main focus of this course. So, through this course, we'll be able to review what have been done in the past, what lessons we have learned, where are the gaps, and what can we do strategically to ensure that we police elections in an appropriate way. That is both the Nigerian police force and other security agencies that are involved in policing elections. Now, having said this, I hope that you are preparing your mind, because in the next we will have 3 other modules that we will begin to talk, discuss, analyze to enable us understand how you that is listening now, you that is attending to this course, will actually demonstrate the best practice in terms of policing election when you go to the field. Thank you.